If you're under 5 feet 3 inches and have ever felt that clothes don't flatter you, you might be making mistakes that make you look shorter and out of proportion without even realizing it. Today I'm going to reveal the 12 most common mistakes that shorten your figure and show you exactly how to fix them so you can look more streamlined, elegant, and sophisticated, no matter your height. But here's the problem. There's one mistake in particular that almost every short woman makes when dressing that can completely ruin her image. Stay until the end because I'll tell you what it is and how to fix it right away. Mistake number 12, large, heavy accessories. Let's start with something I see all the time, those huge accessories that seem to have a life of their own. Yes, I'm talking about those extra large handbags that could carry half a house, or those necklaces that look more like an architectural project than a piece of jewelry. Why don't they work? Simple. When you wear a disproportionate accessory, it ends up stealing all the attention. And you end up looking like the accessory's accessory. It's like trying to make an elephant blend in a living room. It's just not going to happen. The solution is to choose accessories that complement your figure, not compete with it. Think proportions. A medium-sized bag that hits right at the waist, delicate necklaces, earrings that frame your face without overwhelming it. You don't need to sacrifice style, just adapt it to your scale. But wait, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, now is the perfect time to do so. We share more tips like these every week. Now that we're talking about proportions, let's address another common mistake that might be affecting your image more than you think. Mistake number 11, boxy shirts and blouses. You know those blouses that look more like a bedsheet than a piece of clothing. When a blouse has no structure, not only is it hiding your silhouette, but it's making your figure completely disappear. It's like your eyes don't know where to start or end. Everything looks blurry, and your natural proportions vanish under a sea of shapeless fabric. This is especially problematic when you're short, because those loose garments that hang straight down without hugging your body can make your figure look wider and out of proportion. Why? Simple. By not defining your waist or shaping your torso, the clothing adds volume where you least need it. The solution is to find garments that follow your body's natural shape. I'm not talking about wearing something super tight, but rather looking for shirts and blouses that have cuts that follow your body's lines with a little bit of stretch or soft material that allows movement without losing shape. Shirts with waist details like gathers or darts are especially good at defining your figure without squeezing. The key is for the garment to work with your body, not against it. Now get ready because we're going to talk about something that many consider a wardrobe staple, but could actually be working against you. Mistake number 10, cargo pants with huge pockets. Yes, they're trendy. Yes, they're super comfy. But those huge pockets on the thighs are adding volume exactly where you don't need it. It's like gluing 2 boxes to the sides of your legs. No matter how slim you are, those pockets will make your legs look shorter and wider, something you definitely don't need if you're short. Instead, straight leg pants are a great option for elongating the legs and maintaining a balanced look. This style follows the natural line of your legs without adding unnecessary volume, and best of all, it doesn't disrupt the visual flow of your body. Of course, the solution isn't to ditch the cargo style if you love it. You can opt for more refined versions with flat or discreet pockets. And if you really love the utilitarian look, look for pants where the pockets are placed strategically closer to the hips than the thighs. And speaking of visual lines that flatter us, here's the next style to avoid. Mistake number 9, square necklines. The square neckline is one of those details that, while elegant in certain situations, isn't always the best choice for every woman, especially if you're short. Why? This type of neckline has a shape that extends horizontally, creating a straight line that can make the upper body look wider than it really is. The main problem is that this neckline can visually enlarge the shoulder and bust area, unbalancing the proportions of the body. When you're short, this horizontal extension on top can create a visual effect that breaks the natural harmony of your figure, making your torso look shorter and wider. The alternative is the V neckline, which creates a vertical line that elongates. This neckline not only slims your neck and elongates your torso visually, but it also has the power to make your entire figure look taller. It's like creating an invisible arrow that guides the eye upward. And since we're talking about creating vertical lines, mistake number 8, low-rise pants. Low-rise pants were a hit in the 2000s, but let's be honest, they didn't flatter anyone, and especially not short women. The fundamental issue with low-rise pants is that they draw the visual line to the hips instead of the waist, automatically shortening the length of the legs. When you're short, every centimetre counts, and this cut is literally stealing your visual height. For women who want to visually elongate their legs and create a more streamlined silhouette, high-rise or mid-rise pants are the ideal option. These cuts favour body elongation and help balance your figure without weighing it down. The high-rise is especially effective because it visually lengthens the legs by creating a continuous line from the waist down. The best part is that the high-rise draws attention to the narrowest part of the torso, just below the bust, giving a slimmer and more elongated appearance. It's like adding invisible centimetres to your height just by choosing the right point where your pants begin. But be careful, because not just any cut works. And that leads us to mistake number 7, large prints. Imagine sticking a giant poster on a small wall. The poster would completely dominate the space, right? The same thing happens when you wear prints that are too large. Your figure gets lost in the design instead of being enhanced by it. Let me explain why. Large prints tend to be very eye-catching and grab attention immediately, which can make a small or short figure appear even smaller in comparison to the pattern. A large print divides the body visually into wider sections, disrupting the continuity of the figure and making you look shorter and wider than you actually are. That's why small or medium prints are much more flattering. They create visual interest without overwhelming your figure, and they allow you to be the focal point, not your clothing. Plus, smaller patterns create an illusion of continuity that can make you appear taller. And speaking of clothing that can either work for or against you, mistake number 6, jumpsuits with extra wide legs. Jumpsuits are a fantastic piece, when chosen correctly. The problem arises when the legs are so wide that it looks like you're wearing a pair of pants with a skirt. This excess fabric can make you look smaller, and your figure gets lost in the garment. But if you want to look elegant, streamlined, and maximize the illusion of height, jumpsuits with a more fitted or structured cut are a great alternative. Jumpsuits with straight or slightly tapered legs are one of the best options for short women because they not only help elongate the figure visually, but also balance the body without adding unnecessary volume. These jumpsuits offer a more streamlined silhouette, striking a perfect balance between comfort and elegance, which is essential to avoid making the outfit look heavy or disproportionate. This brings us to another common mistake that many make, thinking it makes them look more sophisticated. Mistake number 5, bulky coats. Yes, those oversized coats that hug you like a teddy bear can be tempting, but they make your figure disappear completely. The same goes for shapeless layers. They add volume without structure, and that's never good when you want to look taller. The alternative is to choose coats that have structure and, preferably, waist definition. Designs that include a belt are particularly flattering as they define the narrowest part of your body, creating an hourglass silhouette that slims you down. Look for coats that hit mid-thigh, as this length doesn't shorten the legs and on the contrary can visually elongate your figure. And speaking of lines that can make the difference between looking elegant or disproportionate, the next mistake is one that many make without realizing the impact it has on their image. Mistake number 4, horizontal stripes. Horizontal stripes are like putting stop signs all over your body. They halt the visual flow and can make you look wider and shorter. This pattern creates an optical illusion that emphasizes width and reduces the perception of height, something you definitely don't need if you're short. Vertical stripes, on the other hand, are a classic element in fashion that never goes out of style, especially for their ability to slim and flatter the figure. This pattern naturally guides the eye in a top-to-bottom visual journey, creating an optical effect of height. For short women, this visual trick is particularly useful as it helps counteract the perception of being short, projecting a taller, slimmer, and more streamlined silhouette. So if you love stripes, this is the way to incorporate them into your wardrobe without sacrificing your height. Now, get ready to hear about this accessory that many wear, thinking it makes them look more elegant, when in reality, it's having the opposite effect. Mistake number 3, thick belts. A thick belt is like putting a barrier in the middle of your body. It literally cuts your figure in half. And when you're short, the last thing you want is to create more horizontal divisions in your body. Your best option, thin belts. They're much more flattering. They define your waist without creating such a harsh division and can add that touch of elegance you're looking for without compromising your height. It's a small change that can make a big difference. And speaking of small details that make a difference, mistake number 2, shoes with thick straps at the ankles. Shoes with thick straps at the ankles are one of the main reasons why legs can look shorter. This design creates a visual cutoff around the ankle, interrupting the continuity of the line from the hip to the foot. This is especially unfavorable if the shoe has a low heel or is flat, because it doesn't offer the necessary balance to counteract the shortening effect. And remember, when you're short, every centimetre counts. The most flattering option for you will be shoes with no straps at the ankle. This allows the line of the legs to flow naturally and continuously, creating an illusion of greater length. Stiletto heels are a classic and sophisticated option, ideal for elongating the figure and making your legs appear longer thanks to their clean, streamlined design. For a more casual look, nothing beats a pair of flats with no straps. And if you choose a colour similar to your skin tone, even better. You'll create an uninterrupted line that makes your legs look endless. And now, get ready because we've reached one of the most common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Shapeless midi skirts. Midi skirts can be elegant, but when they have no shape or structure, they can make you look shorter and wider. Thick or heavy fabrics without drape can add unnecessary volume. It's like wearing a curtain tied at the waist. No matter how beautiful the fabric is, if it's shapeless, it's not doing you any favours. The solution is simple. Look for skirts that end above the knee, or, if you love the midi style, choose designs with structure that fit at the waist and fall gracefully in an A-line cut. And you, queen! If you've made it this far, write in the comments, "My style, my power," to let me know you're part of the community of women who shine with their own light. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos full of fashion and style tips. And if you know a friend who could also benefit from these tips, share this video with her, because we all deserve to feel and look like a queen.